Hello students. Student, in the last class just we have started the miscellaneous exercise of the chapter 1 sets. Basically student, in that exercise up to question number 4 we have to discuss in the last video. Today we are going to start the next question number from the question number 5 we will start today. But student, before that again I am saying that you will just try to yourself only. Suppose any of the question is to be get solved by you, then definitely the confidence level of you will be basically increases. Is it to be clear? So student, if we will simplify, we will able to simplify the particular question in a general way. We are not taking the some examples, because basically some of the student in this case of sets, whenever we have to prove the two sets are equal, then definitely they are taking some examples, and by using the examples you can just prove. But student, this will be the particular case, but we have to prove the particular given statement in a general case. Then we have to take a general element x in any of the sets, and again we have to use the basic properties of the sets, and again we will simplify the given results. Is that to be clear? So we have to keep in mind all the things, student. After that we will simplify the particular part. So up to question number 4 we have already discussed in the last video. Now today we are starting with the question number 5. So we will start with the question number 5. First of all, in question number 5 you can see here, just we have to show that if A is subset of B, then we have to just prove that C minus B is subset of C minus A. Is that to be clear? C minus B means you can say that the difference operation between the sets is to be get applied here, and C minus A means again the you can say that the difference operation between the sets is to be there, and just we have to prove that C minus B is subset of C minus A. Is that to be clear? So we will take this question number 5. In this question number 5, it is to be given that A is subset of B. A is subset of B, and just we have to prove that C minus B is subset of C minus A. This thing we are just proving in this particular case. Now student, if any of the proof related to the any of the given sets is to be there in any of the question, then we have to take a general way. Some of the student will take example like this, and they are just proving starting the C minus B subset of C minus A, but just we are taking the general example. So basically student, if we have to prove that this particular set is subset of this particular C minus A, then let say any element x that should belongs to the C minus B. X is any element that should belongs to the C minus B. And student, in this particular case C minus B, definitely you can say that elements of C will be only lies. Elements of C only means if we have to calculate the C minus B, then definitely we will get the elements of set C only. Means no element of C, no element of B will be there in the answer of C minus B. You know very well. So basically on the behalf of this particular part implies that you can say that X belongs to C only and X does not belongs to B. Is that to be clear? Means this particular element X belongs to C minus B. In that case you can say that this particular X only belongs to the set C and X does not belongs to the set B. Is that to be clear? Now it is to be given A is subset of B. A is subset of B. So it is to be given as A is subset of B. Means suppose you can take this example. Suppose you can take A set as 1, 2 and you can take B set as 1, 2, 3. So definitely student, you can say that this A is subset of B or not. So here A is subset of B means some of the elements of this set A are to be coming from the set B. Now you are saying that this X does not belongs to B, means there should be no element X is to be found in the set B. Then definitely student, such kind of element does not found in the set A also. So on behalf of this condition you can say that X does not belongs to A because A is subset of B. So if no element X is found in the set B, then definitely student this X is not found to be the in set A also, and here it is to be given as x belongs to C. So here we will just derive this result according to the given condition. Now student, if this x is belongs to C and here we are saying that x does not belongs to A, then definitely you can say that x belongs to the C minus A. Is it to be clear? Now we are taking this condition, and on behalf of this part we are just proving this condition. So you can say that this particular x is said to be the element of C minus B initially, and after the calculation and after simplifying the given conditions, we are getting the result x belongs to the C minus A. So on behalf of the first and second, you can say that here from first and second, suppose this is element of C minus B and this is the also element of C minus A. So you can say that C minus B is said to be the subset of C minus A. So easily student, you can just prove the given things in a very systematic way. Is that to be clear? And we are taking the general part, means we are not taking a particular example to prove these type of questions. Is it clear? So we have to see the particular operation, and according to the given operation, student, we have to apply the some things, and we have to use the some given conditions, and given conditions are to be used in a proper manner so that required result will be obtained easily. Is it to be clear? So this is the question number 5. A very simple question is to be there, but how in general we have to solve this part, we want to know this part. Is it to be clear? So student, next question we are taking. Before that, pause the video to note it down the things. Next question number 6 we are taking here. Next question number 6. So basically question number 6 is that in this question number 6, what should be given here? In this question number 6, assume that P of A equals to P of B. So what should be the meaning of P of A? P of A means power set of A, and it is said to be equals to the power set of B. So definitely just we are saying that power set of A is to be given as the power set of B. Then we have to just again prove that A equals to B, means set A is found to be the equals to the set B. So next question number 6 we are taking here. Next question number 6. It is to be given that here in this question number 6, given that P of A equals to P of B, means power set of A is found to be equals to the power set of B, and just we have to prove that A equals to B. Student, in the last video we have discussed a very important note where if the two sets are said to be the equal, then what we are saying? We are saying that if we want to just prove this part is equal, then we will prove these two things, either A is subset of B or B is subset of A. If we are able to prove these two results, then on behalf of these two results we can say that A equals to B. So first of all, what type of logics we are to be applied in this question? So basic logic of equating the two sets, we are just say that we can just prove A is subset of B and B is subset of A. If in any of the cases, if both are subset of each other, then definitely student, they are found to be equal sets. So in this question, indirectly what we have to prove? We have to prove that A is subset of B, and here we have to prove that B is subset of A. Is that to be clear? So we will prove this thing. Very first part we are proving here, A is subset of B. So let X belongs to A set. Let X is any set, X belongs to the set A. Is it to be clear? Now student, first of all, can you tell me about the theory of power set? Let A is any set like this. Suppose A is any set like this 1, 2. Then what should be the power set? So basically student, power set is what? It is the set, it is the collection of all subsets. Power set is what? It is the collection of all type of subsets. So basically power set of A, if we have to calculate, then first subset we have to write here 5, next subset we have to write here 1, then next we have to write 2, then after we will write the itself 1, 2. Is it to be clear? So in the case of power set, how the power set is to be get there? So basically student, here if you can take any element X that should belongs to A, suppose here this particular element you can take here 1. Now this particular 1 is to be available in the power set of node. It is to be available. So basically in this case, what should be given? Power set of A is to be found equals to the power set of B. Means if we are taking this set A 1, 2, then power set of A will be given as 5, only 1, only 2 and 1, 2. Is it to be clear? Now just we want to get the proof of this A is subset of B. then we are taking any element x that should be found to be the in particular set A, then definitely student you can say that power set of A is what? So if we are taking this particular x equals to 1, so 1 belongs to set A, so definitely student this particular thing is known as the power set of A, and power set of A belongs to the A. So definitely you can say that power set of A belongs to set A. So you can just see this example so that this thing is to be get clarify you. That's why we are taking, suppose we, for example, we are taking this element 1 like this. Now you can say that this particular power subset is to be available in this. So this particular power set is found to be, you can say that this power set is found to be the subset of A. Is it to be clear? Now student, power set of A is to be given as the equals to the power set of B. So you can use here power set of B is subset of A. Is it to be clear? So definitely in this particular case you can say that this particular B is found to be the subset of A. This particular B is found to be the subset of A. So easily you can prove the things. If A is subset of B, then obviously student you will get the result as B is subset of A. Means A is subset of B and B is subset of A, both are found to be equal according to the given condition we are taking. So basically if anything is to be taken here like this, then you can just prove the things. You can say that this particular x is also belongs to the B. You can just prove, you can just write this thing, x belongs to the set B also. So if x belongs to A and x belongs to B, then definitely A is said to be the power set of B. Is it to be clear? Similarly student, the second thing you can just prove here, second is B is subset of A. So similarly you can do the proof. Let any element y that belongs to the set B. Now you can say that power set of B is found to be the subset of B set. Is it to be clear? Now this is to be given as power set of A. So basically if we will take this power set A, because power set of A is to be given as power set of B, so this is found to be the equals to B. So you can say that this particular x is also belongs to A. X is also belongs to A. So or you can take this as y, not x. So y belongs to B and y belongs to A also. So definitely student you can say that this B is found to be the subset of A. So if we are able to prove both the condition, then according to the first result and according to the second result, again we can say that this particular set A is found to be the equals to B. So from first and second we are saying that A is subset of B and B is subset of A. So A equals to B. So this particular result student you can easily prove. And again student, this particular logic, whenever we have to just prove two sets are said to be equal, then we have to prove this thing. Either this is the subset of this or either this is the subset of this. Then definitely you will get the required result. Is it to be clear? So in general student you can take the example and according to that you can process them and you can do the very simple calculation here also. Is it to be clear? So student, pause the video to note it down this particular answer of this question number 6. Then we will take the next question number 7. Is it to be clear? Next question number 7 you can see here. In this question number 7, a very simple thing is to be asked. Is it true that for any sets A and B, P of A union P of B equals to P of A union B? Justify your answers. Basically student, this is the very simple part. Again the power set of A union power set of B, and this should be equals to the power set of A union B or not. We have to check this thing. So you can just take any example and definitely you can just justify this answer whether these are found to be same or not. So next question number 7 we will take here. In this question number 7 we are saying that it is to be, we have to check the result. Power set of A union power set of B equals to power set of A union B. We have to check the result whether this given result is found to be true or false. So definitely student we will take the some example. Suppose A is any set, we have to take the set A as 1 2, and suppose any set B we are taking, the elements of B will be taken as 3 4 like. Is it to be clear? Now easily you can able to calculate the A union B, because in the case of union all the elements of A and B are to be included here. So you can just include all the element, means 1 2 3 and 4. Now student, we can just able to calculate the power set of A. So power set of A, so definitely power set is what? Power set is the collection of all the subsets. So how many subsets are to be there? There are 2 elements, so 2 raised to power n means 2 raised to power 2, 4 subsets are to be there. So we will write the all subsets collectively here. So this is 5, this is 1, this is 2, and this is, we have to write 1 and 2. Is it to be clear? Similarly, easily you can just calculate the power set of B. So in this particular part there are again 2 elements are to be found. So again total number of subsets will be equals to 2 raised to power n means 2 raised to power 2, that should be 4. So basically if we have to write all the subsets of this B, then this is 3, here we have to write 4, and here we have to write 3 comma 4. Is it to be clear? Now student, we have to just calculate the left hand side. We have to calculate the left hand side, and again left hand side says P of A union P of B, means we have to include taking the union of both the power set of A and B. So we will include all the elements. So 5 is common, so common element should be taken only once. So you can take 5, then after 1, then after 2, then after you can take 3, then after you can take 4, after that you can take 1 2, then after you can take 3 4. So this is the union of the left hand side, that should be given as power set of A union power set of B. Easily you can able to find the union of both the power sets. Now student, in the right hand side, what should be given here? A union B. So first of all you can check A union B is 1 2 3 and 4. So if we will write the power set of A union B, then total number of subsets are to be found as 2 raised to power 4 here, because in the case of A union B you can check there are 4 elements. In 4 elements means total number of subsets are equals to 2 raised to power n, and 2 raised to power n is equals to 2 raised to power 4, and 2 raised to power 4 means 16 elements are to be found in this particular part. And just you can check in the left hand side, only 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7, only the 7 elements are to be there in the left hand side part. So definitely student, you can say that in this particular power set total number of 16 elements are to be there, but here in the left hand side only 7 elements are to be there. So definitely they are not said to be the true, means this particular given statement is not said to be the true. So if power set of this A union B is to be right, then only we have to write 1, then after we have to write 2, then after we have to write 3, similarly 4, then we will write here 1 2, then we will write here 1 3, then we will write here 1 4. Is it clear? Similarly we will write here 2 3, then 2 4, then we will write here 3 4, and similarly you can say that there are total number of 16 elements are to be found in this case, and in this case of left hand side only 7 elements are to be found. So easily you can say that left hand side does not do not equals to the right hand side. So it is not true. So it is not true. Is it to be clear? So just you can take an example and you can justify the answer, student. Justify means just we have to give the proper reason in the favor of this given question, whether it is found to be the true or false. So you can take such type of examples and you can just provide the answer in a very systematic way, where you can say that left hand side is not said to be equals to the right hand side. Is it to be clear? So student, pause the video to note down the answer of question number 7. Next question number 8 we are taking. Next question number 8 you can see here. In this question number 8, students, show that for any two sets A and B, there are two finite sets are to be there. So we have to just prove the two results. A equals to A intersection B union A minus B, and also we have to prove that A union B minus A equals to A union B. So one by one we will prove the each and every part. But student, again I am saying we are taking the general case, we are not taking the proper example because if you are taking the some particular kind of examples, then definitely you can able to prove this thing, but this is not the proper way. Is it to be clear? So we will take the some basic general way by which we have to prove both the statements one by one here. So look carefully each and everything what we are doing. Again, you can check this particular set will be equals to this, means both sets are to be proved as equal sets. Means in the case of equal, what we are doing, we are saying that if any of the set is to be proved at subset of each other, then definitely they are found to be equal sets. So again the same type of logics, and in this whole exercise miscellaneous, whenever two sets are found to be equal and we have to just prove that both are equal, then we have to prove a very simple thing. Either of the given set in left hand side or right hand side, we have to just prove this is the subset of this part and this is the subset of this part. Is it to be clear? So the very first part of the question number 8, first of all we are taking, then we will also prove the second part also. So you can easily understand the concept of the first part, automatically you can just prove the second part. So in the first part, A set is to be found as A intersection B union A minus B. So the very first part we are taking here of question number 8. In this question number 8, just we have to prove that for any two sets A equals to A intersection B union A minus B, this particular result is to be get proved here. Is it to be clear? So basically student, A intersection B, you can just check the question again, A intersection B union. Okay, this question is to be correct, no problem. So in this very first part, A intersection B union A minus B, you can just say, so no problem, we are just writing the proper question here, no problem. So just we have to prove this set should be equals to this set. So in this case, again what we have to prove, again we have to prove the two things. Very first thing what we have to prove, we will prove that A is subset of A intersection B union A minus B. So first thing we will prove like this, and in second part what we will prove, we will prove that A intersection B union A minus B is subset of A. Just we can say that whenever any of the two sets are to be proved equal, then we will prove these two parts. Is it to be clear? Always we have to define a particular note in the last video student, and the same thing is to be discussed where also. So same kind of logics we are to apply in that type of questions. So now we will prove the two things. If we will applicable to prove the two things, then on behalf of this part you can say that both sets are found to be equal. So basically very first part we have to take here. So in the proof of this part, let any element x that should belongs to the set A, let any element x that should be belongs to the set A. Is it to be clear? So if any element x we are taking and that should be of the element of set A, then if this particular set is found to be the subset of this part, then here in the right hand side what is to be written, we will say that A intersection B union A minus B. Is it to be clear? So here intersection operation. So basically in the case of intersection operation, student, you know very well the elements which are common to both the sets are to be written, and union here it is to be given A minus B. So I think each and every student know very well about the A minus B. A minus B always represented as the common elements, always represented as the common elements. Is it to be clear? So basically if you can say that x belongs to the set A, then definitely x also belongs to the set A minus B. X also belongs to the set A minus B, because only the elements of A are to be written, no element of B is to be taken. So on behalf of, if any of the element x belongs to A, then definitely you can say that x also belongs to the A minus B. Is it to be clear? Now the student, you can just say about this part. Now you can say that x is also belongs to A union A minus B. X also belongs to A union A minus B, because in the case of union all the elements are to be get included here. So we are saying that x belongs to A, then definitely x belongs to A minus B. So you can say that x does not belongs to the set B. In this case this x does not belongs to the set B, then you can say that this particular x belongs to the A minus B. And here if we will take the union of these two sets, then you can say that this particular x is found to be A union A minus B. Now student, you can say that A intersection B. Now here what we are saying, A intersection B, and here we are saying A minus B. So A minus B is to be there, and here according to this situation x belongs to A and x belongs to x does not belongs to B, means this particular element is not found to be the common. So you can say that this particular x also belongs to the A intersection B union A minus B. Is it to be clear? And now student, if this x is belongs to the set A, and you can say that this x is belongs to this A intersection B union A minus B, so we can say that according to this part and according to this part, A is found to be the subset of A intersection B union A minus B. Is it to be clear? So the very first part you can easily prove, and you can just prove the result with the help of Venn diagram also. Student, suppose we have to make the Venn diagram of this part, then suppose any Venn diagram is to be drawn. So this is any set A and this is any set B. So there are two set A and B we are just plotting here. So A intersection B, so this part is A intersection B, you can say that, and A minus B, so definitely A minus B means only the part of A is to be taken. Is it to be clear? So now student, this particular whole part is to be get represented like this, then definitely this should be equals to the set A or not. If this part should be equals to the set A, then you can say that this result, this A is found to be the subset of A intersection B union A minus B. So you can just check, this is the Venn diagram for A intersection B union A minus B. So basically you can use the, you can just take the help of Venn diagram also, and you can just understand the thing now, no problem. Similarly the next part we are taking, this part is to be get proved. Now we will take this part, let any element y that should belongs to the A intersection B union A minus B. So on behalf of this condition, you can say that y belongs to A intersection B or y belongs to A minus B. In this case, you can say that y belongs to A as well as, and y also belongs to B. Is it to be clear? And in this case, y belongs to A minus B. So you can say that y belongs to set A and y does not belongs to set B. Now student, according to this situation, y belongs to this particular set, and here we are getting this result, y belongs to A, and here you can just say that this result is to be get obtained. So if this condition is to be taken and y is also the element of A, so on behalf of this condition and this condition, you can just say that A intersection B union A minus B is found to be subset of A. Is it to be clear? So you can just prove the two things. This is the first result and this is the second result. So on behalf of this first and second, you can say that this particular set A is found to be the equals to A intersection B union A minus B. So either of the approach student you can just use here, but before that you have to simplify the particular given things with the help of Venn diagrams. Is it to be clear? So next question student we will take. Before that, pause the video to note it down. Next question number 9 we are taking here. In this question number 9 student, first of all again, and similarly we have to also prove the second part of it also. Is it to be clear? So first of all we will discuss this part, then after we will take the second next question 9. So basically in this question number 8 second part, what we have to prove? We have to prove that A union B minus A union B minus A is found to be equals to A union B. Is it to be clear? So a very basic part is to be there in this question number 8. You can just see the second part of question number 8, and here just we have to prove that A union B minus A equals to A union B. Is it to be clear? We have to prove this thing. And student, again what we have to prove? We have to prove that this particular set should be equals to this particular set. So basically if both the sets are to be proved equal, then again we are using the same we will apply the same logic. means either this is the subset of this part and this is the subset of this part, then definitely you will get the required result in general way. So basically to prove this thing, again we have to prove the two systematic part. Either we have to prove that A union B minus A is subset of A union B, or in the second part we have to prove that A union B is found to be the subset of A union B minus A. Is it to be clear? Now, now the very first part we have to prove, then after similarly we will prove the second part also. So let any element X that should belongs to A union B minus A. And student, these things you can just check with the help of Venn diagram sometimes. Is it to be clear? You can draw the proper Venn diagram, then easily the things are to be understood. Now student, if this particular thing is to be written as X belongs to A union B minus A, so that you can say that X belongs to A or X belongs to B minus A. Is it to be clear? Now the question is to be get simplified, then X belongs to the A set, and here we are saying that X belongs to B and you can say that X does not belongs to A. Means this particular case will implies that X belongs to A set, but here this particular case says that when X belongs to B, but when X does not belongs to A. So this situation you can just understood by with the help of Venn diagram here. Means if we will merge both the conditions, then suppose this is the set A and this is the set B, then what should be the answer of A, this condition and this condition? So X belongs to A set, so this whole set A is the answer of this X. Here X belongs to B minus A, so only this part, means according to the very first condition you will get this result. Is that to be clear? And according to this B minus A you will get this particular result. Is that to be clear? So if we will merge this condition and this condition, then on behalf of these two conditions we can say that X belongs to A union B, because this whole part is to be taken considerable here. So in this case you can say that X belongs to A union B. So student, we will just assume this particular element with this set, and just we are proving that X is the element of A union B. So you can say that here we will write, so A union B minus A is subset of A union B. Is it to be clear? So easily you can just able to prove the things. Next part we have to just prove this part. Is it to be clear? A union B is subset of A union B minus A. Is it to be clear? So we will take let any element Y that should belongs to A union B. So you can say that Y belongs to A or Y belongs to B. Is it to be clear? Now the student thing that should be given in the right hand side. So if Y belongs to A and Y belongs to B, then definitely student any of the element, if we will simplify this thing, Y belongs to A set, so you can say that Y belongs to A set, and here this particular Y says this particular Y X does not belongs to B. So if X does not belongs to here Y does not belongs to the A set, Y does not belong to the A set, then Y belongs to the B minus A. You can say this. Is it to be clear? And after merging these two conditions, you can say that Y belongs to A union B minus A, because this is the element of this part, this is the element of this part. So after taking the union, definitely this Y should be the element of A union A minus B. So definitely if we are taking Y belongs to this part and we are just proving that Y belongs to this part, so student you can say that A union B is found to be the subset of A union B minus A. Is it to be clear? So on behalf of this condition number 1 and on behalf of this condition number 2, you can just say that this particular A union B minus A is found to be the equals to A union B. So student, this proper logic we are just applying, and what should be the logic? If any of the two sets are said to be equal, then definitely we have to prove this is the subset of this part and this is the subset of this part. Both the things if we are able to prove, then definitely you can say this thing. Is it to be clear? So in this case again you can just make the Venn diagram to understand the result. Y belongs to A union B, then you can say that Y belongs to A and Y belongs to B. So you can just make the Venn diagram, and appropriate answer you can just say that Y is also belongs to A union B minus A. Is it to be clear? So this is the answer of second part of the question number 8. Now student, before taking the next question, pause the video to note it down. After that we will take the next question number 9. So next question number 9 says that using properties of the set, so that again the similar type of question is to be there. A union A intersection B equals to A, and A intersection A union B equals to A. So just by using the some kind of properties, we have to prove the given results. Student, you can take the example also, but there should be no need to take the some examples. Is it to be clear? Only just we have to write the particular statement, and we will use the particular distributive property, you can say that, and you can just take any general element in the particular set, and then we can just able to prove the equality of the two sets. So again, there are two parts of the question number 9. So in this question number 9, we will take the very first part, A union A intersection B is equals to A. Is it to be clear? So we will take the very first part of question number 9. In the very first part, we have to prove that A union A intersection B, A union A intersection B is prove that A. Is it to be clear? And in the second part, we have to prove that these things are to be proved here. So we will write here prove that. So in this second part, we have to prove that A intersection A union B, A intersection A union B, and we will check the question again what we have to prove in the second part. So in the second part, A intersection A union B, that should be equals to A. So we will take the question, A intersection A union B is again found to be A. We have to prove these two results. So basically in this very first part, taking the left hand side, you can say that A union A intersection B. Now student, you can just using distributive property, so by using the property, we have to just simplify the question. So we will use the distributive property. Basically student, this union is to be get distributed over this intersection. So you can write here A union A, and here you can say that intersection A union B. Now student, A union A is what? Definitely A union A is always found to be the A, and this is intersection of A union B. Now you can just understand the thing, A, this is the set A and this is the set A union B, means this is the whole part of A and B, and this is only the part of A, and we are taking the intersection. Then definitely student, if we will make the proper Venn diagram of this part A and B, then this particular part will represent which part? So only set A is to be get represented by this part. So student, we will apply the logic and we will try to make the Venn diagram of this part. Then answer you can automatically understand as the set A. Whole set A is to be common element of both the given sets A and A union B. Easily you can just check with the help of Venn diagram. So automatically student, you will get the answer of this part as the set A, and this is your right hand side. Is it to be clear? So only just we have to use the distributive property to simplify this result. Next student, the second part is to be proved like this. So again we are taking the left hand side of this given part. So A intersection A union B. Now again the distributive property is to be used again. So it is to be used, then it is to be written as A intersection A, then after union A intersection B. Now what we are saying, A intersection A, so definitely A intersection will be always A, and union, this is the A intersection B. Now student, this part and this part we have to consider the two parts, and we have to take the union of these two parts. So you have to make the Venn diagram again to understand the result, because with the help of Venn diagram directly you can write down the result here, A set and B set. So suppose we have to make the Venn diagram of A union A union B, sorry, A intersection B. Here just we are saying that A intersection B, then this is the A intersection B and this is whole A. So union means all the part of A set is to be get included. So according to this Venn diagram, you can just provide the result as set A. Now you can say that this is your right hand side. So student, a very basic part to prove the things is Venn diagram here. On with the help of Venn diagram, you can just make Venn diagram of left hand and right hand side, and a proper Venn diagram we have to make. then easily you can say that what type of answer is to be written in on behalf of the given result A union A intersection B. So the Venn diagram will help much more important for us, and in such type of questions you can just you can imagine the result with the help of Venn diagram, because Venn diagram will automatically represent the required result, and required result means which part of the set is to be get considerable here. It is to be very importantly here you can notice with the help of Venn diagram. So student, in this question number 9 only the distributive property is to be used in both of the cases, and you can just prove these type of questions with the help of some particular example also. In examination this is not the wrong way, but student, we are saying we are just applying the basic properties, and we are just say that using the general way we are proving the things. Is it to be clear? Next question number 10 we are taking. Before that, pause the video to note it down. Next question number 10 you can take here. In this question number 10, so that A intersection B equals to A intersection C need not imply B equals to C. Is it to be clear? Again, in this question it is to be given as A intersection B equals to A intersection C, and this need not to imply that B equals to C set. Is it to be clear? So this question number 10 we will simplify here. A very basic part is to be asked here. In this question number 10, it is to be given that A intersection B equals to A intersection C, and this need not imply B equals to C. Is it to be clear? So basically student, when we have to prove the equality of two sets, suppose we want to prove that B equals to C, then what type of results we will prove? If we will prove that B equals to C, then we will prove the result either B is subset of C, and either we will prove C is subset of B. Is it to be clear? Suppose we want to prove this B equals to C, then we have to prove these two things. Is it to be clear? Now let, for the very first part, B is subset of C, we can just say this thing, B is subset of C, we will take this thing. So let any of the element we are taking as you can say that x belongs to the set B, then x belongs to set A or x does not belong to the set A. It may be, suppose any of the element we are taking in the set B, then that element may or may not be contained in the set A. So we are writing the two conditions, implies either x belongs to A or x does not belongs to A. Is it to be clear? Now if x belongs to B and x belongs to A, then definitely student you can say that x also belongs to A intersection B. X also belongs to A intersection B, because this particular element is found to be both in set A and B. Now student, A intersection B is to be given equals to the A intersection C. So you can say that x belongs to A intersection C, because this A intersection B is to be given as equals to A intersection C. Now you can just check x belongs to A intersection B, and here we are saying that x belongs to A intersection C, then x belongs to A and x belongs to C. Is it to be clear? Now in this case x does not belongs to you can say that A set. So definitely student, in this case you are just saying that x belongs to B, and here we are getting the result x belongs to C. So on behalf of this result and this result, you can say that B is found to be subset of C. B is found to be subset of C. But in this case just we are saying x does not belongs to A, and here we are saying that x belongs to this particular set B. Then student, you can just say that x does not belongs to A intersection B. X does not belongs to A intersection B means x does not belongs to A, or you can say that, and x does not belongs to set B. So on behalf of this condition, x does not belongs to, and here you can write one more result before writing this part. So this x does not belongs to A intersection C, because A intersection B is to be given as A intersection C. On behalf of this result, you can apply the A intersection C. So you can say that x does not belongs to A and x does not belongs to C. Now you can say that this x belongs to this particular set B, but here we are obtaining x does not belongs to set C. So in this case, B is not found to be the subset of C. So student, one of the case you have to solve here and you will get the result B is subset of C. But in this particular case, you are just obtained B is not subset of C. So definitely this particular, if A intersection B equals to A intersection C, it means does not means B equals to C. In this case, either of the case you can take where B is found to be subset of C, but in any of the other case you will found as B is not subset of C. So both the results we are obtaining here, either you are getting B subset of C or either you are getting B is not subset of C. So definitely it need not be implied B equals to C. Similarly, in the second case, you can just take this thing, C is subset of B. So let's second case we are taking. So let y belongs to any elements from set C. It doesn't mean that y belongs to set B or not B. Is it to be clear? So in this case here we are just saying that y belongs to A, or you can say that y does not belongs to A. So in both the cases y belongs to, in this case and in this case, y belongs to both the sets, so it will belongs to the A intersection C. And here you can say that y belongs to the A intersection B, because A intersection C is given as A intersection B. So definitely y belongs to A and you can say that y belongs to B. Now student, y belongs to C and y belongs to B means this y is the element of C set as well as the B set. So definitely on behalf of this condition and this condition, you can say that C is said to be the subset of B. Is it to be clear? And in this case, y not belongs to A. So definitely y does not belongs to A intersection C, and y does not belongs to A intersection B, and here y does not belongs to A and y does not belongs to B. So here y belongs to C and here y does not belongs to C. So this C is not said to be the subset of B. So again student, in one of the part you can see you will get the required condition, but in the second part you will not get the required condition. So in this question, just we are taking this and this two parts we have to prove. Suppose in this part always we have to find B subset of C, and always we have to find here C subset of B, then we can say that B equals to C. But here it doesn't happen, because in this case you will get two kinds of results. B is sometime of subset of C and sometime B is not said to be the subset of C. And here you can say that C is subset of B in some of the cases, but in some of the cases C is not found to be the subset of C. So you can say that on behalf of this part and on behalf of this part, we can say that if A intersection B equals to A intersection C, it need not be imply equal B equals to C. So in this question number 10, a very simple part is to be there. And again student, you can just do the calculation, and in all the questions of this miscellaneous exercise, we are just applying a very simple logic. Just we have to prove two sets are equal, then we are proving either this is the subset of this part and this is the subset of this part. Is it to be clear? So student, before taking the next part, we will just note the answer, because the answer is very important here, and how the particular answer is to be get obtained here, as well as we will also do the practice of such type of questions in the general way. Is it to be clear? Otherwise there should be no problem. Is it to be clear? Student, in this video just we are discussing the miscellaneous exercise, and up to question number 10 we have to discuss. Now one more video is to be there for the miscellaneous exercise. So in the next video we will just start the question number 11. Before that student, you can do the practice of these questions again and again, so that the concept will be get clear, and in a general way you are able to find the answer of each and every given sets. Is it to be clear? So student, we will meet with the sum of remaining question of the miscellaneous exercise in the next video. Till that you have to do the practice of these question up to 1 to 10. Is it to be clear? Now student, one more important thing I want to tell you, always try to do the question in a general way. Again I am saying, not taking a proper example, because if you will take a proper and particular example, then definitely you can able to find the answer, but this is not the proper way to give the answer. So again and again I am saying that these questions are to be always solved by using a general approach, not a particular approach. Is it to be clear? So thank you student. We will meet with the some more remaining question of this exercise in the next video. Thank you.